Welcome to AVP's Orville Chats. My name is AVP. Stay tuned for today's episode. Hi guys, welcome to episode 10, Toxicity and How It Should Be the Road Not Taken in the Orville Community. Hey guys, this is AVP back with another podcast episode for you all. In case you guys didn't know, in the past few months, there's been a lot of impatience due to the delays of season 3. We are aware that delays are due to the current health crises, but some people have gotten downright rude with impatience and ugly by starting awful rumors. Here's the thing, guys. This shouldn't be happening in our Orville community. It shouldn't be happening, period. Because we're all mature enough, hopefully, to understand that it's okay to wait. It's okay to have delays and understand that it will happen and that the things are going to happen when it's time to happen. But we need to make sure that our Orville community is not one of those that's crude, crass, impatient, ugly. So let's make sure that we get that toxicity out of here. That toxicity does not belong in the Orville community. It shouldn't belong in any community. Unfortunately, there's too many communities out there that already have toxicity in them, and it's kind of hard to get it already out. But here's the thing. Our Orville community is still fairly new compared to some of the others. And we should not have that in our community at all. Toxicity should not be associated with the Orville community at all, ever. I repeat, let's not have any Orville toxicity in here at all. It doesn't matter what it is. Even if you're, quote, joking, don't do it. It doesn't belong here. I'll say that it needs to be the road not taken in the toxicity, and the division doesn't belong here either. So those of you who have nothing better to do, I suggest you take that mess out of here right now. We don't need that here. The crew doesn't need it. The cast doesn't need it. And us fans don't need it. If you have nothing to do with your free time, then leave the Orville community and return where you can conduct yourself with a bit more maturity instead of stirring up division and toxicity. We don't need that here. I know I keep emphasizing that over and over again, but here's the thing. I have been a part of many other communities besides the Orville one, and I have seen where there's been toxicity that creeped in, and because it wasn't rooted out early on, guess what? Now there's division. Now there's people that are blocking each other. There's people that are cursing each other out. There's people that are ready to threaten one another, and that's downright scary. And it's very frustrating because here's the thing. You want to make sure that your fandom community is someplace that you feel safe and secure. Someplace where you can escape the realities of life. I mean, we're all going through this health crisis that's been going on for almost now over a year now. And here's the thing. For us to start creeping in the division, creeping in the toxicity, no. Get that out of here right now. I know I keep saying that over and over again, but here's the thing. It's so serious because here's the thing. I've seen it in too many communities. I'm not going to name them by names. I'm sure many of you could think of ones on the top of your head where there's been toxicity in that community and it didn't get taken out. And guess what? Because of that, the fans are divided between each other, and they're even divided with those that are creators, and also they're divided with even the actors on those kind of communities. They don't have a united front. And too many people are just quitting right and left. People that were lifelong fans for many years are just saying, no, I don't want to be in this community anymore. I have nothing to do with this. I myself suffer from a little bit of anxiety from certain communities because I asked them to not do certain things. And guess what? Because they didn't respect my wishes, even as a fan, I can't go back to that community. I really can't. That community is not fun for me. That community causes me nothing but anxiety, and it causes me hurt. It causes me upsets. It gives me almost panic attacks. No, I won't have that. And that's one reason why I'm so strong about this in this Orville community. I will not have that mess in here. So get it out right now. So here's the thing. Let's conduct ourselves like mature human beings. Let's conduct ourselves like mature people who are willing to wait. Yes, we have to wait until, say, now that we have a tentative date for March 2022. But here's the thing. These people were in lockdown for over a year, and they didn't know how soon they were going to be able to start back to work. They didn't even know what was going to happen next to them, and their job is still on the line even now. And they had to deal with so much mess. They had to deal with union issues now. They had to deal with a whole lot of stuff. Why can't we, the fans, show that we're supportive of them instead of bringing in mess? We don't want to do that. You wouldn't want somebody to do that to you now, would you? I mean, I myself, like I said, with the anxiety that I went through with the other communities that I was a part of and that I later quit, guess what? I can't go back to those communities because I don't feel safe and secure. I feel like it's not a safe environment. The Orville community has always made me feel safe and secure. And many of you have told me those same kind of things, that you feel safe and secure. You feel like this is the fandom that they should have been in those other communities. Why can't we show people that we're a united front from the very beginning and stay united in front? Yes, it's hard to wait. I understand that. God knows I know it's hard. But here's the thing. If we show we're united with one another, then here's the thing. It'll go a lot smoother. It'll show people that who are not familiar with our community to say, okay, let me try out that community. I see there's not toxicity there. Because here's the thing. When people talk to me and they find out I'm an Orville fan, they'll say, wait a minute, that Orville community that you're a part of, it's not like the others. I see that it's not divided. I see that there's unity in there. Here's the thing. If somebody that's an outsider can see this kind of thing, why can't we keep this up where other and more people will want to be part of that no longer division? That's the reason why I create the content that I do. On my YouTube channel, I always make sure that it's always something that feels warm and invited. It makes people feel included. That's one reason why I created this podcast. That's one reason why I created a message boards, because there's so much out there that we could do while we're waiting. Yes, it's hard, but here's the thing. Would you rather wait an extra year or an extra couple of months just for good quality content, or would you rather wait not so much and get less quality content? I saw that firsthand with one particular community. I'm not going to name names, but I saw what happened when they released content much too soon. And guess what? Us fans were very, very disappointed because of that. I'd rather wait for something that I know that's going to be good quality, something that I can look back and enjoy and say, okay, yeah, that was worth waiting for, than looking at something and then rolling my eyes thinking, oh my God, why didn't I wait? Why didn't they just take their time and release this when they had it more complete? That way it didn't feel so incomplete. So here's the thing. Let's go out there and show that we're a united front. Let's show that people, that the Orville community is someplace that feels safe and secure. Yes, we understand that it's hard to wait. God knows it's hard to wait. It really is. But here's the thing. Let's go out there and show these series creators, okay, yeah, we're having to wait a little bit longer than we expected to, but we're all in. And here's the thing. Let's support the other Orville creators out there, such as JP from Egotastical Fun Times, or Orville Nation, myself. There's so many people that you could go out there and support, and during this while we're waiting. Here's the thing. You yourself could come up with content yourself while you're waiting. You could come up with a podcast. You could come up with message boards. You could come up with photos. You could come up with fan fiction. The universe is literally your limit on what you could create while you're waiting. But the thing is, to get ugly and downright crude to these series creators saying, why isn't it released yet? Why isn't it released yet? Where's the content, or else I'm going to quit? Wait a minute here. When did we start becoming a demanding community? They don't owe us anything, and we should only give them our support if we can, in whatever way we can. And we show that we're just a whiny little baby, guess what? It's going to reflect to others, and they're going to say, oh, they're nothing but a bunch of babies. All they can do is whine that they don't have their new series. They don't have the new season. Well, here's the thing. Would you rather see something that's complete and done really, really well, or something that's incomplete and done very crappily? I'd rather wait for something that's good quality and knowing it was well worth the wait. That's the reason why I do the things like my podcast. I can tell you so honestly that it takes me multiple tries to get it just right, until I have it down pat, until I have it just so. And then once I get it down right, guess what? That's when I release it to you guys. Yes, it takes a long, tedious process, and I really, really don't like it. But here's the thing. I think you guys are going to be pleased with the results afterwards once you hear the final results, because I carefully went over all my content to make sure it was all in place, that nothing was disjointed, that it all fit into where it was supposed to. That's the thing. If we can do that with something as waiting for something as a simple podcast or a simple video or a simple comic, we can certainly wait at least 3 years for the Orville series to drop. Yes, it's going on the 4th year of waiting for this season to drop. But here's the thing. I know it's going to be worth it, because I took classes with some of these series creators, and I saw firsthand that their work is not an easy task. It's not easy to edit. It's not easy to add in the green screen effects. It's not easy to add in the music. It's not easy for them. So if we can make it a little bit easier by not being impatient or being crude and stuff like that, let's do that. Let's show them that, say, okay, yeah, it's hard to wait, But you know what? Let's go out there and say, let's support you. I'm all in, all or nothing, so to speak. Because it's stressful enough as it is in the world. We've got too many divisions already in our world. We've got political issues. We've got climate issues. We've got so many health issues that are going on. The list goes on and on and on. But here's the thing. If we can show this community that we're a united front, that we're willing to wait, and just show that, hey, okay, I don't like waiting, but you know what? Here's some Orville content while we're waiting. Here's something we can do while we're waiting. Here's some music. Here's maybe a podcast. Here's a message board. Here's some music that reminds me of the Orville series. Here's the thing. Let's let these Orville creators and actors sort of take a little breather, knowing, okay, the Orville community is safe. It doesn't feel toxic. People are willing to wait. People are willing to release content while we wait. And who knows, they may be willing to collaborate with us. They may be willing to say, okay, let's do something with the fans. Let's release some content for them while they're waiting to say, okay, thank you for waiting. Here's a little pat on the back. Here's a little behind the scenes footage that you hadn't thought about seeing. But here's the thing. If we get impatient and crude, how is that setting a good example? What kind of example are we setting for the future generations that come along and sees the Orville community and sees the impatience? Is that the kind of legacy we want to leave behind? I certainly hope not. I really don't want to leave that legacy behind. Because like I said, I saw the toxicity in the other communities I was a part of. And guess what? I can't go back to those communities because there's no way I feel safe there. There's no way that I feel like it's going to be united again because it's too crude. It's too toxic. And like I said, it causes me awful PTSD and I don't like that. And the Orville community has done nothing to cause me PTSD ever. Yeah, there's a couple upsets I have here and there, but the thing is, it's little minor stuff. I can deal with that. But I don't want it to be a major issue where I just go like, ew, Orville, I don't want to ever go back. No, I don't want that ever to be coming from the lips of my mouth. I really don't. I want it to feel like it's a community that I enjoy being part of and something that I can tell people, hey, check out this Orville community. I know you're not familiar with it, but hey, check it out. It's not a toxic environment. It feels safe. It feels secure. So let's show people this Orville community is not toxic. It's somewhere that you want to be welcomed and feel included. No longer how long you have to wait, whether it's 2 years, 1 year, 1 month, whatever. Just show them you're willing to wait, because I know it's hard work for them. And I know it's hard for us as a fan. God knows I know it's hard because it's hard for me to wait too. But if we can show that we're united while we're waiting, let's do that, please. That's all I'm asking while we do that. But like I said, this was a very special episode. Yes, I know I'm rambling on and on about the getting rid of the toxicity because it's such an important issue. I've seen it too many times that there's too much toxicity out there in the world, and I don't want to see that here. I really don't, folks. So let's not make sure that this Orville community gets corrupted by the toxicity. Let's make this a community that people that are unfamiliar with the series to say, oh, okay, these people had to wait however long it was for a new season to drop, but they still stayed connected. They still were civil to each other. They were still respectful. They still treated each other with dignity. They were acting like adults. They didn't act like children. Let's do that, folks, because if people who are an outsider that can look in and see the non-toxicity creeping in, who knows, that may put us in a good light to say, you know what, the Orville community is something different. Let me check that out. Let me go find out what's this Orville community all about. Let's put a positive spin on life for a change instead of all the negativity out there. There's way too much out there. Let's not add any more to it, shall we? Because like I said, life is tough as it is. Let's not add to it. Let's subtract from it if we can. Let's make it somewhere where you feel like, I'm proud to be part of this community. I'm proud to wait. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to, I'm all or nothing, so to speak. So that's all for today's episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this little insight about saying, hey, the Orville community doesn't need toxicity. That needs to be the road not taken. Let's get that road of toxicity. Let's not take that road. Let's not creep that in. So our next episode, which is episode 11, which is going to be dealing with the various love stories that are depicted on the Orville series. There's a lot of love stories that are depicted, everything from Isaac and Claire to Ed and Kelly. There's even a couple other ones that we hadn't thought of, such as Bortus and Clyden. Lokar and Tala. Like I said, there's so many love stories, and so that's going to be our next episode, which is going to be episode 11. So, excuse me, guys. So if you have any insight on what you want to hear next for future episodes, please contact me. I would love to hear your insight. So, like I said, there's so many things I want to cover in this podcast while we're waiting for season 3 to drop, which will be hopefully next year, if all goes well, March 10th, 2022. And like I said, I have a lot of Orville content coming. I have a YouTube channel. Actually, I have 2 of them. One is under my name and one is under the AVP Orville 2020. And basically on those channels, I basically do a lot of Orville interviews. I do a lot of Orville content, such as some teasers and a lot of other fun stuff. So those of you that are listening on Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or anywhere else that you hear this podcast, I hope you enjoy these little podcasts that I'm working on, because I really enjoy sharing them a lot with you guys. Also, I want you guys to know that there's also a message boards that are similar to the old Gate World ones that were for the Stargate community, that are basically just all Orville based, but we also have a separate section in there that's just for non-Orville fans. So if you happen to be a fan of other communities, feel free to check it out. The registration is completely free. It's basically called the AVP Orville Lounge, and it's under, I believe, freeforums.net. So feel free to check it out. And I appreciate you guys tuning in today for today's episode. This is AVP, your Orville friend, sister, fan, and community team member who's willing to share her insight. And I hope you guys enjoy this little podcast about how we need to not have any toxicity in this Orville community whatsoever. And I look forward to seeing you guys very, very soon. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Bye-bye now.